Greetings, fellow builders and scrappers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to All Will Fall. Episode 4, Salvaging Metal for our headquarters. Alright, next event box. This one's not that hard to get to. It will require a slightly considerable amount of rampage. Is there an easier one? Let's see. There's one there. This is a little trickier to get to. There's one here. That's actually easier to get to, maybe. Let's try to go for this one. Getting to this spot here probably will be bridge off of here. I'm gonna guess it's gonna cost a lot of wood, though. What I can do in the meantime, I'm gonna pause the game a minute and queue up all of this to be destroyed, netting me 30 extra wood, which should be enough to bridge the gap to this event box and this event box, because there's two event boxes next to one another. So that fixes that problem. This is fairly decent stability. And then the last section of this is pretty straightforward. If we want to get there, we can just build a pier. Because wood is ridiculously stable in this game. So that won't work. But if I support it from below here, it probably will. Let me see. There. And I'll send the two sailors that aren't doing anything straight to this event box. So what you can see here, it's kind of hard to tell because it's slightly underwater, but there's a structure there, so I built a support triangle underneath that structure to support this long pier, and then built these supports here to support this section. So this is actually a ridiculously stable pier, even though it's really off deep into the ocean, as you can see. There's a little section of red here that's like attached. I think that's a stability bug. Honestly, this should be like nearly 100% stability. That's something that I see constantly. We'll probably see that problem over here as well. Yeah. This has a stability of 0, despite the fact that it should have it should be parity with this, a stability of like 84. Let's just ignore it. If it's not collapsing, it doesn't matter, right? If it was really a problem, it would collapse. They can't get... Oh, you know what? Yes, I will need to get rid of some of this debris wall first, because they physically can't get there. So if they physically can't get there, I'm going to return, have them not come out just yet, and instead I'll have them work in the wood boiler to top up a water supply. Now in the morning, at like 8 a.m., we're going to have a water level change. And it wouldn't surprise me if tools reveal themselves. I might have to go far and wide for them, but a strange device sounds pretty good to me. So there's an issue here. The bench, because it's right in front of my water storage, I don't think they can access it. Or something. Oh no, that's not true. Why can't you get to the water storage? Is the interaction spot on the back side? Workers need a path to reach this workplace. From here. Oh, what are you doing here?
Yes.
Does the game think they're on top of this platform, perhaps? And it's like a rendering bug? I'm not 100% sure what they're complaining about. Oh, I know what it is. The boiler was backwards. The door to the boiler was facing the ocean. That was... yeah. Easy fix. As soon as I realized. Alright, deconstruction hut. What are you deconstructing? The walls down there. Let's have you change the priority of this deconstruction job to very low. I'm going to move the deconstruction hut over here because we want to gain access to this event box, and then we'll move the material storage over there as well. Alright, that should work. And clicking on this, we should see the two workers. No, they are deconstructing something else. So there might be a pathing issue. Yes. This apparently was blocking the path. Got it. Alright, research for the metal gatherings hut just got done. And what I'm going to want is the deconstruct walls for metal. Probably before I bother getting a metal gathering hut. So, I'm looking for something I can research until I unlock that. Maybe I'll start on Windows research, even though I don't have the junk. Because the houses can only be so nice without the Windows research done. So the water level should be dropping. Yep, yeah, you can see it's dropping. And there is a pile of tools right there. So we have the location of a pile of tools, which will allow us to open up this strange device. Getting to this pile of tools is a little easier said than done. Probably the way to do it is a staircase off of here down to this island. And trying to have this be as stable as possible. It's not particularly stable, though. Are these mine? Yeah, those are mine. Almost. There we go. Well, we got to the island. Don't have a lot of wood left. So, trying to get... well, it might not require too many tools to get to there. Or too much more wood, I should say. Oops, there's misclick. There we go. The bridge to tools is done. Pretty crazy engineering project. Not that I need extra support, but if you're wondering about the stability of this, it's not terrible. This is the least stable part because it's rather unsupported. Unsurprising. But yeah, that allows us to get the 20 tools that we need to pop open the strange device.
Yes. Yes.
Are you a researcher? Yeah, you're a researcher. Alright. The game's just screaming at me that I don't have junk in storage to be able to research the windows in the small lab. The way to fix that is, of course, to salvage junk or to start employing someone in the junk harvester. But I would also then need someone in the turbine, so I don't know how soon that's going to happen. Let's see if we can allocate people for it. I'm going to only have one engineer in the research so we can start to get an income of junk again. You can see why I kind of rushed towards the electric junk catcher. Because seeking out paths to get to junk constantly can be a bit of a pain. So I do find that it's sometimes more convenient to just have a slow income of junk so that you don't run out. Now, once we get these tools, there's also this event box right on top that we can pop open as well. There's one over here, but that's a bit too deep in the water. One over here, but it's kind of buried behind debris. And then there's the one over there that's buried behind debris as well. But with my demolition hut right here, it's going to be easy to excavate this in a minute. Okay, we have the tools. So, let's fire the 2 sailors that are doing the wood boiler and send them up to collect... Oh, you know what? I need, one more happiness for my workers to make it, like, half cost. I wouldn't mind that. So, I think what I'll do is I'll hold off on that and see about sending sailors down here to see if I can get happiness through this event. I mean, maybe by some dumb luck I can. That'd be nice. Alright, trying to get, oh, nice. That makes my life easy. Clearing the path to the next event. My lord. Yeah, the stability was actually just fine. Look at that crazy bridge. I don't think I would trust it, but luckily I'm not the one that dies if it collapses. And yeah, I know there's an event box down there. There's event boxes everywhere. I'm just going to the most convenient first. So if I wanted to raise the happiness of the sailors, let's figure out where they live. So there's some sailors that live in this house here. This is double sailored. Single sailor, single sailor. Another single sailor. Workers. Workers, another sailor. Come on. There we go. We're at 24. I'd rather not give them like food or water because that's more than I want to spend. But unless I want to start adding windows to these houses, I think these basic wooden houses are as good as it's going to get. If I really want housing quality to go up, I need to research better houses because this is like mostly all as good as I can make it. The other thing I could do with my influence for sailors is to change the group leader to the bonus happiness leader. But I don't want to use up my influence that way. It would cost 50 out of the 64, and I'd rather have that influence banked for if I need it for other events. So I'll just wait to see what event this thing brings. Just be patient instead. No harm in being patient. Okay, we found a bunch of rope in perfect condition. So I can offer it to the workers. I can offer it to the sailors, because of course we were trying to get sailors happy. Interestingly, the sailors now have 25 happiness, so it's kind of moot. I can also say I need it. So these are one of the events that, like, someone's going to be unhappy about it. So it's -2, +3. So it's a net negative no matter kind of what I do. And it's the... so it's a net negative of 1, 1, 1, depending on the groups, or net negative of 2, but again, junk. So choice, I'm going to have it left up to you. So the top one is workers, engineers, sailors, and then nobody. Have you pick between these options here. And then additionally, the sailors can be the ones to crack open the strange device, so done. And the strange device was a production output upgrade. It costs tools, and it adds production bonus. So I am going to use this on our wood gatherer. Which means I should have people working in the wood gatherer, but sticking the this generator on top of the wood gatherer boosts its output. All right, you guys want me to give it to the sailors. They are the majority of the group. They're almost half the colony. I've got 10 of everything else and 9 sailors. So the sailors are up to 28. They have a loyalty of 12, loyalty of 9, loyalty of 7. Engineers are being the most neglected loyalty-wise. If that means anything to you guys. And we're still... Okay, the gatherers at the moment, so I'm going to pause the game, don't have access to any of the marked resources. Basically, stuff that I've marked down to gather, they can't physically get to. Partially because of water level, partially because they have a lot of stuff marked down that they shouldn't have marked down, because it marks everything down by default, which I don't love. Because then what happens is they'll, like, stop working. So other marked resources, let's see. Where can the gatherers go? Where they can be productive. I could build a path down to this wood down here, but I don't have a lot of wood to begin with, so I don't have the... Maybe give them access to the water at this level. And I need just a little bit more wood to do it. which I can borrow from somewhere else. I don't really want to destroy this bridge because... Oh, you know what? I will, because we're about to get a high tide, so I'm not going to be able to get back here anyway. I'm going to have to rebuild this bridge post-high tide. So with all that wood that we liberated, the gatherers can gather down here, gather that water. And now they're no longer idle. Well, 2 of them aren't. For the other gatherers, let's give them access to... Oops. Nope, that's not close enough. There. Keep them busy. And in 10 seconds, we'll have access to this event, Box 2. I think it's accessible. I might need to get the debris underneath and then build a bridge. I think that's what I have to do. That debris is pseudo-blocking me. But we're pretty close to getting there, too. So I'll have to keep an eye on the water level raise. We're about to have a high tide event. It's going to go up 4 meters, which is a lot. So I need to make sure that nobody is in a danger zone. One of the advantages of the high tide, of course, is we'll have a swell of wood and other debris that will become accessible as a result. So some of this debris that's like really low in the water level raises, and we gain access. The other thing is, I am surprised that I've had access to this dock this whole time, because generally when the dock and the water level are so separate, you can't actually crane it up. But for surprisingly, that hasn't been an issue. I thought it would have by now. And when it becomes an issue, you're thrown warnings that your boats can't dock. So you're given a advance warning when that happens. So we're still looking for the seed metal. Maybe it's here. We'll pull... We'll pull our wood collectors out and have them go investigate. I'm not entirely sure that the... Oh, the research is done. So the research for house decorations... or for windows, rather, just finished up. Now, the upgraded buildings. The medium houses just have more people. The tier 2 houses and the metal houses start to get more comfortable. So this is tier 2 wooden houses, and then the metal houses have a big comfort bonus. So if we can start building advanced decorations and put people in metal houses, they're going to be much happier. Which is, I would love to work towards. So, that's low-key my plan. Trying to be a good, well, dictator. I wasn't really elected, so a good dictator. But the first metal I want is the deconstruct metal, walls for metal, which allows you to get a lot more metal, more reliably. Right at this moment, I'm not entirely sure there's stuff I want to spend in research. I wouldn't mind So if you're wondering, the greenhouses consume water to make food. The mushroom farms consume water and wood to make food and pollution. The junk to water burns junk for water and pollution. The fuel to water is a fuel to water. The electric to water is electric to water. So all of the other production facilities trades something for something else. And basically the way these technologies work is they're either a polluter or they're green. Greening meaning they're not polluting, and then, you know, so the reason I haven't been going the like more quote unquote advanced production facilities is they do consume something else. So they might be more efficient. This is like a 2 water to 12 food, which is a pretty good trade. But then I would have to then figure out where my water is coming from. So is my water coming from more burned wood? Because then I'm essentially trading wood for, you know, so it's a balancing act. And as you get lower and lower and lower into the research tree, you do get more efficient options, but there are always trade-offs with those options, which is why I haven't really been investing in any of the high-tech stuff. So I think what I'll do is, for now, I'll furlough that engineer and put him as just a collector, a gatherer. And the worker, sailors, and engineers want more water access. So, question for you guys. Do I offer more water? And if yes, I'd probably, if no, I'd probably just say like influence, because I have a lot of influence at this point. And if yes, you know, I'd raise their water allowance from 1 to 2. Trapped inside. Captain, one of our people fell through the broken floor and got trapped inside. We need to get them out. So I can gain loyalty by getting them out. Yeah. Generally speaking, I always take the loyalty option when it is an option. I didn't get my medal, though. Oh, so fishing boat grandma. Oh, it's because the other dock is full. That is relatively a non-issue. Let's go ahead and build a second dock, just so it doesn't idle. But it's not common that, like, they're both busy at the same time. So I'll just build a dock here. Stick stairs down to it. And call it good. If I could build a ramp. I'm not clicking very good. It's probably the least stable object in the entire base. Oh, no, surprisingly, it's rather stable, which confuses me, but alright. And all that really matters is that this dock is relatively close to the material storage. Which, maybe I'll put the material storage there. Sammy, thank you for the resub. I like how this boat is, like, waiting for the dock. And the builders are like, yo, chill! We're building it! But there we go. So they're offloading their cargo, their food, to the dock. And then the... I don't know what you're doing. Looks very cool. But, yeah. Alright, so we're not going to offer more water. I'll have my influence burned for that. Alright, here is a game mechanic that is important to pay attention to. Things are about to collapse. So, as it storms, there will be unstable things in the water. Or even up on your buildings that will cause a collapse. So if we ignore this for a day, this whole section goes boom. Meaning we have to excavate this ASAP. So what I'm going to do is build some infrastructure to be able to get over there as fast as we can. Maybe I shouldn't have had it misaligned. I thought it'd be more stable that way, but... I suspect in the future that this will be a game mechanic that will be, like, optional, that you'll be able to disable if you need to disable it or want to disable it. But it does mean that you move it or lose it. Oh, come on. Fine. How about this lax session is these stairs? Yeah? Okay. Cool. And this is one of the reasons why you would want a lot of wood stockpiled so that you could address these issues as they arise. Well, that was a hell of a thing. So, it looks like something hit us. If we leave it like that, it might cause some serious damage. Use the demolition hut, boat, crane, or strong explosives to remove this obstacle. Got it. So, demo hut people are coming over here to deal with it. Ideally, I would have the demo hut located closer, but I don't really have a ton of extra resources to be able to easily relocate the demo hut in this area. Whoa! And a lot more junk popped up. And also a school of fish. So while we have this... Oh, no, undo that. All will fall. While we have this pontoon, or whatever it is, built, we might as well get some of the debris that we gain access to. We also gain access to all this floating wood, too. So this project, although expensive, was beneficial. Let's see. Yeah, I really am not going to be able to relocate that demo shack, I don't think. But there is floating metal over here. So once we deal with this, maybe I get the floating metal and get deconstruct walls for metal researched finally. I could put the demo hut back there. Yeah, let's try that. Where's the front? I think that's the front. Move the supplies. In there. And that should also help the gatherers that are gathering here anyway. And of course, I do see the event box. I just, you know, priorities and all. Alright, here they come. No. Oh, these are gatherers. Okay. Here is my demoman. Sweet. Word spreads. Give me your stuff. Because I needed junk, I needed water, I need food, so like I'll use my influence to bully people that are showing up. I know. It's not... Don't make me feel good, but... we gotta look after our own. And that's the tough decisions that I didn't think you, chat, would be able to make to be able to keep our society alive, so I am being the big bad boss. A sailing trader. A wanderer trader has come to our settlement. Loss of 20 goods for junk. Now, we're not using goods for anything just yet. Or a whole bunch of influence. Why trade if we could just take? Let's go ahead and lose the junk. Lose the influence for junk, or the goods. Sorry, for junk, because we do have need of more junk. And the unstable wood is about to. Yep, there it goes. We resolve that, and now it won't collapse, and we won't have a part of the structure get destroyed. And fortuitously, it also gives us access to the floating metal. So, awesome. Deconstructors, while you're here, take apart the walls around here. And windows. And there's more floating metal right here that if we got these walls, we would have access to as well. Okay, people working in the woodcatcher, go to this event box. My cough suppressant is definitely wearing off, so time to drink something nasty. I'll have you, you get to hang out with Yoda while I do that. All right. We are getting the first of our metal. So as I mentioned, I wanted to employ engineers. So maybe the junk collectors as researchers to grab the deconstruct walls for metal research, which costs metal and fuel, which we have. And then we'll be able to get a lot of metal. We found a bunch of rope. Who wants it? I'm going to make the choice here. I'm going to give it to the engineers, because the engineers have the lowest loyalty. So now loyalty levels is 8, 11, and 11. And I know the workers got left behind a little bit. They're also the minority of our group, so rip them. We have 3 unemployed people right now, so I'm going to employ 1 engineer in the wood burner to try to keep up with our water demands, and then the remaining 2 in the wood catcher. Keep up with the wood demands. I'm just gonna get rid. You know what? Let's abandon that. I'll just leave this up here if I need it. Water sea level drops again soon, so we're getting the lowest water level that we've seen so far up and coming. Just as a just as an aside. And I'm also going to free up access to this floating metal going through these debris walls with my demolition team.
Yes. Yes.
Looking good. On top of all this, let's go and gain access to these floating debris piles before the sea level drops even more and we lose access to them, because there's 48 wood there to be grabbed. It's kind of a lot of wood. And I think all the metal that we need for the research has been collected. So we should have the deconstruct walls for metal pretty soon. And that means that I'll have an income of metal, allowing us to finally get headquarters, because the game told me to get headquarters like a long time ago, but trying to get the metal for the headquarters, as I said, at the time was rather expensive and it was going to take me a while, which obviously is true. Thank you for tuning in to All Will Fall, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow settlement builders.